Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein, and here to answer all of your pet and animal questions. Little echo in my ear. We got rid of it. We're going to get rid of it. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. Is your golden acting a little gangster? Does your Siamese think he's one of the Sopranos? Are your Maltipoos a bit too mafia? Well, if you love animals, I'm assuming you do, care about wildlife and the environment, and really want to understand your dogs or cats almost as well as they understand you. If you're confused about your dog or cat's behavior, or just want to improve their lifestyle, you know what to do, don't you? Stay tuned, because once again, right here, right now, it is time for the Pet Show. America's first and only real pet psychology, pet training, pet behavior, and of course, pet lifestyle show. So hop up on my couch. Bring those furry little buddies with you, folks. It is that time once again to let the animal analyzing begin. Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is the Pet Show, the place where we absolutely, positively, never, ever a doubt about it, where we love, adore, and as I stress every single week, respect pets and animals as much as you do. By the way, if you want to join me on the Ever-Growing Pet Show family, and we are growing, if you want to find out why your dog is jumping, digging, your cat is scratching, wakes you up in the middle of the night, looks at the litter box and sticks his tongue out at you and says, use it yourself. You take your dog for a walk and you run right back in the house because he's chasing everything that's outside. Your dog's humping everything he sees. You got the idea, right? That's what we do here on the show. We help people resolve any issues that they may have with their dogs or their cats. And just a reminder, if you're new to the show, if you're a regular listener to the Pet Show, everyone that calls in and gets to talk to me live on the air today will in fact get a fabulous gift for their dog or cat. Not biscuits, folks. I'm giving away stuff that's worth this 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks. Lucy Pet Food, Hugs and Kisses, t-shirts. Lots of great stuff to give away on the Pet Show as well. So if you have a question about your dog or cat's behavior, just want to brag about your dog or cat, tell me about this amazing dog or cat you recently adopted or maybe you grew up with, great time to give me a call. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA. That's 866-870-KRLA. Or if you're a numbers person, that's 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. As I said, plenty of time to answer all of your pet and animal questions. The phones are already started ringing. Be patient with me, Daniel. I'll get to you in Oxnard. Great question about mobile vets. We got Mission Hills and Lisa who wants to find out about food aggression, which is very common. We'll resolve that for you as well. If you have a question, a comment, great story, want to brag about your dog or cat, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Okay. I have a real interesting show for you guys this week. A lot of stuff most people with animals never talk about, but yours truly always does. Of course, the majority of the show is always answering your pet and animal questions, but let me tell you some of the stories I'd like to share with you on this week's show. Number one, listen to me carefully because you're going to think I'm a little eccentric once again. Some people, that could mean you, claim that their dogs hold grudges. For example, if they go away for a few days on vacation, when they get home, their dog was upset with them. So that is what I'm going to talk about. Can dogs hold grudges? Does your dog hold a grudge? Give me a call. That's going to be the question of the day, by the way, as well. I really do believe that sometimes our dogs do hold grudges. We'll talk about that. Now, also for my cat lovers out there, why is it so important to talk to your cats in baby talk? Goo goo gaga boo boo. Why is that so important? It really is. Talking to your cats baby talk can make a big difference. We'll talk about that. And yes, folks, it took the Pet Show to figure this out. Size does really matter. Did you know that most litter boxes on the market are too small for your cats? This could cause relationship issues between you and your cats. So how to make sure you have the right litter box for your cats? I'm telling you, size does matter. Also coming up, we love our dogs. Many of us want to live with more than one dog. We all do. But what is your dog? Is your dog ready? You may be ready, but is your dog ready for a second dog or maybe a third dog or like my friend Pam, a sixth or seventh dog? Is your dog ready for a second or third dog? We'll talk about that as well. As always, plenty of time to answer all of your pet and animal questions. As I said, lots of great stuff to give away. So if your dog is jumping, chewing, scratching, confused about the litter box, not housebroken, doesn't get along with other dogs, doesn't like a lot of people, believes everything must be humped, give me a call. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. So here is the question of the day. Help me out with this one, guys, okay? Because people sometimes think I'm eccentric, and you know I'm not. Do dogs and cats hold grudges? Do dogs and cats hold grudges? What do you think? I'm going to talk about it later, but I'd love to get your take on it as well. And as I said, if you call and get through to me on the show, I got lots of great stuff to give away. Hugs and Kisses supplement for your dog, kitty lickies, doggy lickies, copies of my best-selling books, either dog or cat, Lucy pet food for your dog or cat, those T-shirts that say none of my friends walk upright, those air horns that keep your dog safe when you're taking him for a walk in the evening. Lots of time for your calls, lots of great stuff to give away. 866-870-KRLA. It's been about 110, 112 degrees every single day here in Arizona. I go down and spray the backyard every day, 3-4 times a day, so Molly and Willie can go hang outside. But they're saying to me, hey, what happened to the beach, Pop? What happened to the beach? They really like the cooler weather, but they're adapting quite well, and they've met some new buddies in the neighborhood as well. I met some new buddies as well. One that's not such a buddy. We'll talk about that another time. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. The phones are already busy. How about I start with a call in Oxnard from my good friend Daniel. Hey, Daniel, welcome to the Pet Show.
Yes, Warren. You already sent me a gift, okay? But what I need to do is I need a phone number for a mobile cat who will clean their teeth that will come to the house.
Okay, here's the deal, Daniel. There are so many different veterinarians, and a lot of veterinarians are now practicing in-home. As a matter of fact, a friend of mine just opened a practice in Arizona where she does home calls as well. It's not going to help you in Oxnard, though. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to literally have to go online, and you're going to have to Google mobile veterinarians. That's what you need to do at this point.
Okay.
Check them out carefully.
So you don't, wait, hold on. So you don't have a personal...
I do, but she's not going to come to Oxnard. She's not going to come to Oxnard. That's the problem. So Google it, check it out. I know you want me to donate your gift, which I will do. So just Google mobile veterinarians, and I'm sure that you will find somebody. Check them out carefully, and that would be absolutely perfect. So I want you to check that out. Okay, I appreciate that phone call. Thank you. Mobile vets. It may be new to you, but it's something I've been dealing with for a lot of years, and I think it's a great idea for a lot of people out there, especially a lot of cat guardians out there. I mean, yeah, there are times your dog or cat's going to have to go to the veterinary hospital for anesthesia or certain types of surgery, but it's amazing what they can accomplish by coming to your home. And not only does it make your pet very often feel more comfortable of having the vet in the house, but very often it makes you feel more comfortable. And one of the problems with going to a veterinary hospital, I just had Willie at the vet the other day. I had Molly at the vet another day, had her anal glands expressed, something I used to do myself. But those days are gone, folks. No more anal expressing for Warren. He's done enough. So again, the bottom line is it's important that when you're either at the vet or the vet comes to your house, if you're more comfortable, if you're calm, if you are more relaxed, your dog or cat's going to react that way as well. So I'm a big fan of if possible, home veterinary visits. But as I said, my vet, right now I'm living in Arizona, a different vet, and then my vet in Santa Monica, just a daughter, Jennifer. She was great, but the bottom line is she's not going to go to Oxnard. So check it out. Or if you want to go to a local dog park, maybe you can speak to some people there as well. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Have you ever kind of yelled at your dog or yelled at your cat and the next day or so they were not thrilled with you? Or did you go away on vacation and come back without bringing them a gift? Did you go on a date and not take them with you? So the question of the day is, do you believe that dogs and cats can hold grudges? I mean, really, it's a legitimate question. I believe they can. Not to the extent that people do. But do you believe that dogs and cats can hold grudges? Give me a call. I'd love to hear from you. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Let me take a quick break here. When we come back, Lisa in Mission Hills, you'll be up next. Then we have Susan in one of my favorite places in all of America, beautiful Seal Beach. And we have Peter calling from Alhambra as well. We'll get to all your calls. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. And I'd love to hear from some people as well in terms of whether or not they believe that dogs and cats can hold grudges. You know, they've been living with us since we've been walking upright. Really. So why would you not think that they would take on a lot of the personality of we, the people. Yeah, we do. So I believe that. What do you believe? Give me a call, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Or anything else you want to ask me about your dogs or cats is great. But right now, I want to talk to you once again. And you hear me talk about Lucy Pet every week. And you might say to yourself, Warren, why do you talk so much about Lucy Pet Food? Well, let me tell you why, okay? I've worked with many, many pet food companies in my 40-some-odd years talking to you guys and working with animals. And a lot of them, nice people, but a lot of them have no, what's the word I'm looking for? Not that same compassion. The compassion was more of a business compassion than it was of a, how can I make your dogs and cats feel better? As a matter of fact, if you look at a lot of the big famous dog foods on the market now, a lot of them owned by investment groups out of New York City or LA or Chicago. They're not even owned by people that are in the pet business or have been in the pet business. They're people that see that the pet business is very, very lucrative and therefore they entered. Not so with Lucy. Let me tell you why. You know, I know the people there. I know my friend Joey Herrick. I know Rick. These guys are amazing. I met the entire staff there, and I want to deal with a company, whether it's for me or for my pets. I want to deal with a company that has the same passion that I have when it comes to my dogs and when it comes to your cats, and that's what Lucy Pet Food's all about. Well, that's exactly why they have incredible prebiotic balanced fiber. Too much monkey business. We are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is it, folks. America's first and only real pet psychology, pet behavior, pet training, pet lifestyle. If you have a question or comment, want to find out why your dog or cat is behaving a certain way, or maybe they change their behavior and it has you a little bit concerned, great time to give me a call. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. I'm going to get right to your call, Lisa, Susan, and Peter. Before I do that, though, lots of great stuff coming up. The question of the day, by the way, is do you believe, like I do, that dogs and cats can, in fact, hold grudges? And I'll prove my point later on today's show. But also, I got an interesting text this week from a listener. I believe they were from Nashville, Tennessee. And it was about their dog refusing to poop or do number two outside or inside. Won't poop, number two, when they take them out, or even inside. We'll talk about that a little bit later, and I'll tell you exactly why. It's kind of interesting, but it's only the kind of question that I would get. No one else would get a question quite like that. But let me share it with you right now, and I'll get the phone. Bear with me, Lisa, Susan, and Peter. This is how it came in. Hey, Warren, my pet looks away from me and has trouble going number two in the presence of others. My response was, well, your dog may have performance anxiety. No one wants to be gawked at when they have to use the bathroom. And certain dogs feel the same way. Try to walk to your dog to a more isolated area so he can go to the bathroom in private. Yeah, there are certain dogs like that. I know you say, Warren, you're nuts, but listen to me. There are certain dogs that really do have performance anxiety. And I've had trouble housebreaking certain dogs over the years because of that performance anxiety. They refuse to go even in front of their guardian. It took some work on my part to resolve it. Anyone out there ever have a dog that refuses to go number two in front of them? Give me a call. Love to hear from you. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Where else you can hear stuff like that? Let's go right to my friend Lisa in Mission Hills. Hi, Lisa. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Warren.
How are you today?
Hi there. I have a 4-year-old Labrador Retriever, and she has recently become super territorial of her food bowl, to the point where she bit. We went on vacation. We left her with the doggy daycare, and when the lady went to take her bowl away, when she was done, she bit her.
Well, let me stop you for a second. Doggy daycare. Was she away from the home at doggy daycare?
Yes. So it's
okay.
It's a woman who, yes.
But no, but let me finish. Let me finish. There were other dogs around, right?
Yes.
And when you're home in your house, it's the only dog, right?
Yes.
So why would you think that the dog would not be a little more possessive over his food in a situation where it's a strange situation, number one? There are other dogs there, number two. Of course, the dog would be more protective over its food. So the resolution to the problem is easy. He's not protective over his food at home, right?
No, that's the thing. Yes, she is. So when she was about, let me just rewind a little bit. When she was about 6 months old, we taught her to bring her bowl. We'd feed her outside. She'd bring her bowl into the house. She'd drop it, and then we'd give her a treat. And even at that time, there are sometimes when we go to get her bowl, she will lunge at it and try to get it. But so that's been going on. And
so Lisa, take this the right way.
Yeah.
Take this the right way, okay? I love you. I'm glad you called, but the whole problem is your fault. Why would you want to play with a dog's food? Why would you want to make the dog go fetch its own bowl and feed it outside to bring its food inside? Why would you want to do that? Food's a survival instinct. The more you play with food, the more situations are going to crop up. But that being said, if you want to resolve the issue with your dog, are you feeding him inside now?
So what we've done is we bought a stand-up bowl.
Okay.
So there's for food and for water, and we don't do the pick up the bowl anymore. We just feed her in the bowl, and then we're done. But my concern is that now, so we can't even hover around in the kitchen. Oh, not hover around her, but be in the kitchen because she growls at my husband and myself.
All right. So here's the bottom line. Okay. It's a very easy problem to resolve, okay? It's a problem, and I mean this seriously, and I don't come down on you, but this is a problem created. You don't play with food when it comes to your dog. It's like the dog, the person that puts a biscuit on the dog's nose and say, hey, sing me 3 chords of God Bless America, then you can have the biscuit. I don't play those games, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to take the dog's food right now. I want you to split the dog's food into 3 different dishes and spread them around the kitchen. So if your husband's in one part of the kitchen, the dog's not going to be overpossessive because the food's on the other side. But if he's on that side, you know what? There's food over there. So if you start feeding the dog out of 2, 3 dishes, I would say 3 at this point, that may help resolve the food possessiveness on your part. Also, how many times a day do you feed the dog?
Twice.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Twice a day is good.
Yeah.
If possible, I like smaller meals 3 times a day as well. But I want you to understand that this is not a behavioral issue that is a part of your dog's personality. This was kind of created, but it can be resolved. 3 bowls, make that real important, and little by little. I want you to call me back in a couple of weeks. I want to go a little bit further with you. I just don't understand the concept of someone taking a dog for doggy take. This is the first time the dog had this doggy daycare?
No, she's gone to this lady several times, and she'll stay for the weekend, a day.
But she's never shown this. She's never shown this food possessiveness with the other lady before.
No. So definitely, I know there was a golden retriever and another dog there with her at the same time. So maybe that could probably be it. Maybe they're all fed at the same time. I'd have to get more details on that.
Yeah, exactly. But if she was possessive of her food before going away, then going away and being around other dogs, of course, she's going to be more into it. Follow my advice. I'm sure it's going to make all the difference in the world for you. What I'd like to do is I'm going to send you. I'm going to send you some Lucy pet food. But I want you to follow my advice because I can tell from your mouth and the way you're talking that you love this dog and that you adore this dog. And this is like, this is the one issue that you have. So this could be easily resolved. The other thing you may want to try as well is taking a little food dish with a little bit of food and put a little food in another place in the house as well, so she doesn't become possessive over a certain area in the house where her food is.
Okay. All right.
Lisa,
fair enough.
Lisa, give it. So listen. Do you think dogs hold grudges?
Well, my God, I'm starting to think that possibly they do.
Yeah, you send me away to doggy daycare, will you? Even with you. Anyway, listen, keep me posted, Lisa. Give the pup a big hug and a kiss. I'm going to put you on hold. The lovely Suzette's going to pick up, and we're going to send you some Lucy pet food for your dog. It's interesting to me, but very often, and this is nothing against the doggy daycare person, but very often people will play with their dog's food. It's something I've been dealing with my entire career. Speak before you get your food, or give me a paw before you get your food, or do this or do that, or do 3 backflips. No, feed your dog. Give him his food. Don't make him dance and sing. And no, that's not what you should do. If someone made me sing and dance for an Oreo, I guarantee you, I would be Oreo aggressive with that person. Hey, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Let me do this. Let me take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get to Peter, Jason. We'll get to Susan. We'll get to all your calls right after this. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show.
Despite overwhelming support from Republicans and Democrats.
Speaking of top cats, coming up in a little bit, I'm going to talk to you about litter box size, because size really does matter. As a matter of fact, the size of your litter box not only affects your cat, but it affects the way your house smells as well. So we're going to talk about that coming up in a little bit. In the meantime, if you have a question or a comment, The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away as well. I talked about this quickly last week, and let me just make another mention of it. I don't know if you've been watching this presidential election closely, and I'm not going to give you what side I'm on or what side I'm not on, but I'll tell you what really does bug me. Neither one of the candidates for president has a pet. Almost 99% of presidents that lived in the White House had dogs, cats. We've had jackasses living in the White House. I mean, real jackasses, and I guess two-legged as well as four-legged. We've had alligators living in the White House. The Kennedys had a lot of dogs in the White House. I think they had a pony at the White House as well. But it kind of bugs me that neither candidate this time around, there's not going to be a dog or a cat or any type of animal in the White House. I think they need it. I think they need that calmness. Not one of Biden's dogs. They need the calmness of a nice mellow dog or cat at the White House. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Let's go to my friend Susan in Seal Beach. Hey, Susan, welcome to the show.
Hi, Warren. I adopted a lab rot last year, and she's never liked dry food. But now, and I top it with people food. But now she's only picking out the people food and not even eating the dry. And I've tried numerous brands. What I wanted to do was just give her the dry. She won't eat it probably the first day, maybe not the second, but the third she'll be starving and she'll have to eat it because she's not getting the nutrition she needs. Just
Susan, you're such a tough mama. Listen to me, okay? Sometimes we all need a little bit of encouragement to eat what we really don't want to eat, but dry food is really good for the dog as well. It helps with the teeth and everything else. So here's what I'm going to do. You know my friends over at Lucy Pet Food, I'm going to do a commercial for them in a little while. They've had these kitty lickies out for a long time, but they now have something called doggy lickies. They come in a salmon flavor, and they come in also a beef flavor. And here's the situation. What it is, it's kind of like a mousse. Okay? And you can take the dog's dry food. First of all, what I recommend you do to the dry food is pop it in the microwave for about 3 or 4 seconds and heat it up a little bit. The reason for that is dogs, again, don't eat with their nose, rather their mouth, they eat with their nose. So the smell is critical. Then take some of the the doggy lickies, by the way, which I'm going to send you. Take some of the doggy lickies, put it on top of the food, see if that does not encourage the dog to eat. If that doesn't work, call me back. I can go further, but it sounds to me like your dog is just saying, you know what, I'm going to eat what I want to eat. I've had the same situation with my little dog, Willie, and I use the doggy lickies with him now, and he's looking like, don't put that down without the doggy lickies in it, Pop. Don't even dare put that down without the doggy lickies. So I think that will really help you. Not stubborn. Not stubborn. Let's get a word independent. Not stubborn, independent. Go ahead.
I have one more question.
Go ahead.
I'd like to adopt a big orange cat. As people know, LA County shelters till September 12th their adoption fees are just $10 till September 12th for adopting cats.
Yeah, that's great. So
anyway,
has your dog ever been around the cat? Has it ever been around the cat?
No, she doesn't like cats.
And how does she react around other dogs?
Oh, she loves dogs. She goes to the dog park. She loves dogs, kids, people.
Here's what I would do. If you find, and I bless you for going and adopting one of those cats that really needs a home, what I'd like you to do is go to the shelter, pick out the cat that you really think that you would like to take home. Ask them questions. Has this cat lived with dogs before? Does the cat get along with other animals? Ask the right questions. Then when you're there, what I would do is I would take a stuffed animal with you and rub it over the cat you're thinking of adopting, bring that stuffed animal home, and then watch your dog react to that for a day or day and a half. And if he's reacting well to that, that's a good indication that with the knowledge I have and the knowledge I'll share with you, we can get them to get along with each other as well. So that would be what I would recommend at this point. But anyone who could bring an animal that's at a shelter into their home, it may take a while, it may cause a few more gray hairs, or maybe even an ulcer, but let me tell you, the end result is worth it. So I say yes, it can be done. You just have to do it the right way. What I'm doing is I'm sending you the kitty lickies, okay? I can't send you more than one thing, but I'd like you to either go to my website, thepetshow.com. Don't forget that, thepetshow.com, or you can go to youtube.com, and I have videos there where I talk about first pet psychology. If you want to go to Amazon or my website, you can actually purchase a copy of the book, How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want, but I can't send you both. And the reason I say that is using that first pet psychology can make all the difference in the world. Now, even if you were to buy the book, it's going to take a week or two to get there. That's why I'm advocating you go to the website, thepetshow.com, or youtube.com. Check out the videos or the article specifically at the website on first pet psychology and follow through on that. Yeah, it's going to be tough at first, but sooner or later, if you follow my advice, you'll wake up and they'll be sleeping nose to nose. But try heating up the food. I'm going to put you on hold, and the lovely Suzette is going to pick up, and we're going to send you some kitty lickies. No, listen to me carefully. I'm going to send you some doggy lickies. Doggy lickies. There's kitty lickies and there's doggy lickies. You got a dog, I'm sending you doggy lickies for your dog on its way to you. I hope you got that, Suzette. Hey, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Let me take another call, and we're going to go to Peter. Then we got David, we got Debbie, we got Susan, we got I'm going to get to all your calls, I promise. But right now, let's go to Peter in Alhambra. Hey, Peter, welcome to the show.
Hey, Warren. Warren, you're always talking about how if you introduce a new pet into the house, if you have another pet, you got to be real careful about it. Well, my mother was in a convalescent home years ago, and the director introduced a fish tank into the convalescent home. And she was telling me that you got to be real careful what kind of fish you put in the fish tank. She said she had an experience where she tried to introduce some fish into the fish tank, and the fish in the tank attacked this fish and killed it.
Well, yeah, you have to know what type of fish. For example, angelfish are not really angels. Angelfish can be really aggressive. There are other types of fish that can be really aggressive as well. So if you really want to set up an aquarium, what you need to do is you really need to educate yourself, spend time with knowledgeable people. There's an aquarium society, I'm sure, here in Southern California. Speak to them and find out what type of communities live together successfully. That's the way to do it. But you just can't pop one fish into another one without that fish being a little possessive of their area.
Warren, what is it about the fish that they understand that this fish doesn't belong, or what is it?
There are certain people, like my next door neighbor in Arizona, that I just don't like. Don't ask me why. I just don't like. Okay?
Yeah.
In fact, I changed his name. My next door neighbor's name is changed from Joe to Karen. Anyway, the reason I bring that up, Peter, is because you really need, it's not a matter of this fish has an attitude or that fish has an attitude. It's a matter that just certain species don't get along with each other, and you need to understand that before you make the decision and put a bunch of fish together.
Warren, does that mean the fish hold grudges?
I guess they do. I guess any animal can hold a grudge. What type of animals do you have, Peter?
I don't.
You have no pets at all?
I don't have. I had a dog. Many years ago, but I don't. Warren, what I'd like you to do is to donate whatever you're going to send me to Delta Rescue.
I certainly will. And listen, it doesn't make any difference. I'm still going to send you a gift. I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to donate to Delta as well, but I'm going to give you a T-shirt that says, "None of my friends walk upright." Hey, great time to give me a call. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA. How many cat people out there over the years have called me up about litter box issues? The cat's not using a litter box. He's pooping on the bed. He's peeing on the bed. Well, when it comes to litter boxes, folks, take it from me, size really does matter. We'll talk about that in a little bit when we come back. Also, if you are thinking about a second dog, you may be ready, but is your dog ready for a second dog? Give me a call. Let me know. Any other questions you have, jumping, humping, digging, scratching, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Any reason I'm hearing piano music? Oh, yeah, we are. I'm ready. Hey, you just heard me give away some doggy lickies, right? But I want to tell you about Lucy Pet Food. I talk about it all the time. You've heard me talk about kitty lickies. Why do I talk about kitty lickies? Kitty lickies was out for...
Curious cat chasing leaves in the wind, knocks on the door when he wants to come in, sits on a branch in a big ficus tree. He's grinning at you you and he's grinning at me.
And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Great time to give me a call if you have a question or a comment about your dog or cat's behavior, chewing, jumping, barking, digging, humping, or if you just want to share a great story about your dog or cat, or a dog or cat you rescued or adopted over the years. I'd love to hear from you guys as well. It encourages other people to do that. And my question today is, do dogs and cats hold grudges? A lot of people assume that they don't. What do you think? Give me a call. Let me know. Do you believe that dogs and cats hold grudges? The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. I still have hugs and kisses to give away. I got copies of either dog or cat book bestsellers, the T-shirts, Lucy pet food, kitty lickies, doggy lickies, air horn. Lots of great stuff to give away. So you have a question or comment, great time to call me, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Let's go to my friend Jason in Santa Clarita. Hey, Jason, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hello, Warren. How you doing? How's Arizona?
Arizona is Arizona. It's hot. What can I tell you? What can I do for you, Jason?
So I have a question. I think maybe right up your alley. There's a comic strip online now that features a German Shepherd that was adopted. He was in the ex-military, adopted by a civilian. And my question is, I think it'd be a great idea. I never thought about it until I read this thing. Would it be a good idea for a civilian to adopt an ex-military dog?
Yeah, but you have to. Yeah, it would be a good idea. And there are some dogs, a lot of dogs, up for adoption. So it's something, and you would have to go through some training with the dog, I'm sure. But I think it would be a great thing to do. Sure.
Okay,
and let me give you some information, okay? One of the organizations, obviously I'm going to push the Air Force. That's just me. You can actually email the adoption coordinator at mwd.adoptions@us.af.mil. Let me do that again. You want to send an email to the adoption coordinator, and here's the email address. It's MWD, obviously stands for Military Working Dog, MWD.adoption@us.af.mil.
Fantastic. Okay, and would there be any special diets? I mean, I understand the dog may be going through PTSD and
interesting that you said that, because many of the dogs, not so much military, but a lot of the dogs I worked with over the years for different various police forces and whatever, they do go through a period of PTSD sometimes, yeah. But again, one of the advantages is the adaptability of these dogs. They're very, very adaptable. Remember now, they may go from one handler to another handler when their tour of duty is up. So they're very adaptable, but they will educate you. There are amazing people that work with these dogs for adoption. As a matter of fact, there are people that actually foster dogs when people are sent on deployment to other locations, which I think was a good idea as well. But I would definitely contact them, shoot them an email. If you were to Google military dog adoptions, I'm sure that you would find other organizations. I'm just a little partial to the Air Force, but there are other organizations that do it as well. So I would definitely say it would be a great thing to do, and they will give you some, I'm sure, the right type of training that you will need, and you're never going to find a more loyal buddy than an ex-military or police dog. I can tell you that from a lot of experience.
Now, in the comic, the comic called Pixie and Brutus, and so what happened is a civilian adopted, and Brutus is huge. He's been through. His handler was killed in combat, and he was wounded. He lost in the comic. The shepherd lost the left eye. His ear was cut, and he has a couple scars running down his muzzle and in front of his face. And here his so-called little sister is a little kitten that's already at home, and here's this huge shepherd, and you're thinking, oh my God, what's going to happen? And he just falls in love with the cat, and he's become her protector.
They're amazing. They're amazing dogs. A good friend of mine, Monty Hudson, he runs an organization. God, I can't. Where's the name not coming to me? For Veterans' Sake. It's called forveteransake.org. Check it out, forveteransake.org. And what he does is he does a lot of training for veterans with PTSD and other people with PTSD. But he had a dog I remember meeting, got to be 5 years ago, that had just returned, I believe, from Iraq or Afghanistan, that was also wounded. And what an amazing dog this was. Absolutely incredible. So, and you might want to check with Monty as well. So you want to check out forveteransake.org, or the other email I gave you. Anyway, got to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm sending you a copy of my book, How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. It'll teach you how to adapt to your new best friend. 866-870-KRLA. A quick break, then right back to your calls. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show.
Day blues got you down? Say goodbye to stress with Presto Logistics. With our top-notch team of moving superheroes and unbeatable service, you relax while we do the heavy lifting. Hi, I'm Henry Vogel of Presto Logistics. Our experienced team handles every detail from packing to loading and unloading, across town or across the country.
Ugly dogs need more love.
No such thing as ugly dogs. Hey, we're back on The Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. David, we're going to get to you. Daniel, Kevin, Debbie. We got a whole other hour to go, so even if I hit the top of the hour, hang in there with me. You guys got great questions, and I got great gifts for you. Before I get to the phones, because I know there's a couple of people that are responding, do dogs hold grudges against people? Something I wrote this week. Some people claim their dog is holding a grudge against them because they went on vacation, and when they returned, their dog was upset with them for several days. Others believe dogs can sense what is occurring in the moment, but lack the understanding of holding a grudge, like we can. Now, dogs probably don't hold grudges the way we do, in the sense that they remember a person wronged them and seek to get even. But dogs do have the mental capacity to associate people's past behavior with how those people might treat them in the future. So I guess in their own certain way, it's kind of a little bit of a grudge, or at least an understanding that there's something different about this person. What do you think? Can dogs and cats hold grudges? Give me a call. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. I'll get to all your calls. I know, Debbie, you got to respond to this, so we'll get to all your calls. Daniel, you do too. We might have to wait a little bit. Right now, let me go to David in Irvine. Hi, David. Welcome to the show.
Hey, nice to talk to you. You were talking earlier about dogs being shy about pooing.
Yeah.
My dog has to poo in the dog parking lot because there are two brown Labradors that like to eat his poo. One of them before it even hits the ground. It's like a soft serve machine.
All right. Let's go. Let's get serious here, okay? First of all, it's not good for the other dogs. Second of all, what I would do is, why can't you just walk your dog somewhere else?
Well, I like to take him to the dog park, and I take him out of the car, and he poos in the lot, and I have a...
Why don't you do this? Why don't you take him somewhere else, let him poop, then take him to the dog park and let him enjoy himself? Right now, he associates going there with pooping. Then he gets the attention from the other dogs. I hope no one's eating right now. The dogs, because the dogs are coming over. It's called copophagy, by the way, and he's coming over and eating the dog's poop. What I would do to resolve the issue is, there's a couple of things to resolve it, but it would take the other person working with you. And I can't always bank on the other people. What I would do in your case is, before I took the dog to the doggy park, I would take him to another location, let him poop, let him get it out of his system, then take him there. The dogs will learn not to eat his poop because he's not pooping anymore. You'll be happy, they'll be healthier, and never the twain shall meet. That would be my approach at this point. Yeah, can we resolve it? Yeah, we can. We can take bitter stuff and put it on the dog's poop, and we can do this and we can do that. That's not the resolution. That's the cover-up. The resolution is having your dog poop somewhere else, get him used to that, so when you take him to the dog park, you don't have to go through the disgusting habit of the other dogs eating his poop. I'm sure no one at the dog park is thrilled to see that.
No. Warren, no. I don't like it. He doesn't like it. And the owners of the dog who eat his poop don't like it. And sometimes they'll run and collect his poop before their dog can get to it. I'm just saying why some dogs can be afraid of pooping in the park or pooping in public.
Yeah, well, no, there's not that many unusual. A lot of dogs, not a lot, but a fair amount of dogs do have some poop anxiety. Listen, no one likes to poop in front of people, and dogs don't like to do it either. Plus the fact that when a dog is in the process of pooping, it's a very, very vulnerable position. They can be easily attacked. That's why they circle before they poop. They can be easily attacked by predators, number one. Now they say that when your dog poops, they poop in a north-south direction versus east. There's a lot of things going on with a dog's poop. It's more than just pooping. So, again, my resolution resolution would be that. That's the way I would resolve it. You'll be happier. The golden retrievers will be happier, and that's where you need to be at this point.
All right, 2 more points. In Fight Club, the movie, you can't pee if you're watched. And 2, there's good grudges and bad grudges, and a lot of dogs have good grudges, which is just memory.
No, you're right. But that's what I was saying. That's exactly what I was saying earlier, that dogs don't have that same mental capacity to associate people's past behavior. What they do is they can look at another dog or look at another person and realize that something really bad happened there and react to that. But it's not the same thing as saying, boy, I'm going to go out and punch this guy in the mouth because he said something about my girlfriend. It's a different type of grudge. But you're right. There are good grudges and there are bad grudges. So you have how old is your Labrador?
No, he's a big old Jack Russell. And he's
Jack Russell. There you go. All right, Jack Russell, don't go anywhere. I'm going to put you on hold. Great call, by the way. I'm going to put you on hold, and I am going to send you a jar of my hugs and kisses. And you might be saying, Warren, why would you send me hugs and kisses? Well, very often, if your dog, and especially a 14-year-old dog, if their dog not digesting their food thoroughly, properly, very often other dogs would be more apt to want to eat it, because it's not totally digested and it's already partially. So the hugs and kisses will make sure it gets digested properly. That's not the resolution. That might be helpful, but the resolution is what I gave you. And give your dog a hug and a kiss, not the 2 Goldens that eat his poop. But dogs, does anyone else out there have a dog that has poop anxiety or pee anxiety? More dogs have poop anxiety than pee. What a great conversation you got me into here. But it's true. It's really true. Hey, the phone number, 866-870-KRLA. Quick break for the top of the hour. We come back. Debbie, Manhattan Beach, Kevin in Torrance, Daniel in Oxnard. We'll get to all your calls right after this. 866-870-5752. Can pets hold grudges? I'm Warren Eckstein. You're listening to The Pet Show. And if you love your dogs or cats, I'm assuming you do. And if you want to find out why they behave in certain ways, why they might be jumping or humping or digging or scratching or refusing to use the litter box, you've come to the right place. I've been talking to you guys now for almost 45 years. It'll be 45 years in November, I believe. Maybe next month. I don't know, but a long, long time. If you have a question or a comment, just want to brag a little bit about a dog or cat you rescued or tell a great story about a dog or cat, great time to give me a call. If you happen to be new to the Pet Show or regular, it makes no difference if you haven't called for a while. Everyone that calls in and gets through to me live will get a great gift for their dog or cat. Some of the items I give away worth as much as $30, $40, $50. Hugs and kisses, Lucy pet food, kitty lickies, lots of great stuff to give away. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. The question of the day is, do you believe that dogs and cats can in fact hold grudges? Do you believe that dogs and cats can hold grudges? We talked about that, and I guess there are good grudges and bad grudges. Also, just before I get back to the phone lines here, coming up, I would say that in all the years I've been talking to you, whether it be on the radio or the Today Show or Regis and Cat, all these years, one of the more common questions I get asked is about litter box issues that people are having with their cat. Hey, Warren, my cat's not using a litter box, or he's pooping outside the litter box, or he is using a litter box, but he's not a good aim. Many of these questions come up. So in a little while on today's show, I'm going to talk about cat owners and litter box issues. Cat owners often don't realize that many, if not most, litter box options on the market are too small. Size matters when it comes to litter boxes. We're going to talk about that in just a little while. And also, anybody out there talk to their cat? Goo goo gaga gigi. Anyone? Well, if you do, I adore you, because brand new study says that there's a good reason to talk baby talk to your cats. We'll talk about that. Come on, admit it. Who talks baby talk to their cats? Anybody talk baby talk to their dogs? Give me a call. Let me know. I'll send you a great gift. 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through to the show. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away as well. Let me start out with a call right off the bat. Let's go to Debbie in beautiful Manhattan Beach. Debbie, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren. Love the show.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it. What can I do to help you out in beautiful Manhattan Beach today?
Well, I have a rescue, and he gives you the stink eye. He turns his eyes where you can see the white if you don't take him with you. And then he'll give you the cold shoulder if you go on a trip for about hours, and then he gets over it. But I'd also like to say that he's also trained to only eat when we eat, so he eats at the same time. We put his bowl next to the table, and he thinks he's part of the family.
You know, a lot of people do that. I'm not one of them, but a lot of people do that, and I think it's a great idea. If the family, you know, remember now, dogs are family oriented, and they eat in a group. So when everyone in the house sits down and eats, and they yell at the dog, "Get away from me! Don't bother me!" because the dog's begging at the table, instinctively, when everyone in the group is eating, that's when the dog assumes it should be eating as well. But what happens is people tend to make their dog neurotic. This is where I differ than veterinarians very often. A lot of people make their dogs totally neurotic because they don't understand what they're doing. The behavior their dog is displaying was actually created by their era, not the dog's problem. It's their problem. So I think what you're doing is a great idea. Certain circumstances, it can't be done that way, and that's fine too. But if you can feed your dog at the same time you're eating, I think that makes the dog more comfortable. And I also think it takes away a little bit of guilt from the people that are eating as well. What do you think?
Oh, he loves it. I mean, he literally won't eat until we take our first bite. He's good.
Do you? All you gotta do is get. No, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, I said go ahead.
I was also going to say, he backs up to poop in bushes. He refuses to let his poop be seen.
You know, poop anxiety. A lot of I should do a whole segment on it. I'm going to do it on YouTube. Poop anxiety. There's going to be thousands of hits on that. But you're right. You're right. This is not uncommon. You know, the people are more concerned about where than why. And as a behaviorist, it's my concern if the dog is anxious about going in front of people. I understand that. If a dog is anxious about doing, it makes a lot of people just don't get it. A lot of people just try to assume that the dog is wrong. I got the right idea, but the dog is wrong. If the dog is not comfortable, it may have been that when he was with its litter mates, that the other litter mates bullied him when he was pooping. Therefore, he doesn't feel comfortable that way. Great conversation on today's show, by the way. Thank you for this. So, the thing to remember is that's fine. Listen, don't go anywhere. What I see, it says donate to a shelter, which is exactly what I will do. You give that dog a big hug and a big kiss me, and I appreciate that phone call. My listeners are the best in the world. Phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Now, there's a brand new report. I'm going to get to you, Kevin. I'll get to you, Daniel. So I do got a couple of open lines, by the way. I got some hugs and kisses to give away. I got some more Lucy pet food, kitty lickies, doggy lickies, T-shirts. I got those air horns to give away. If you people are walking your dogs at night and you're not carrying one of these handheld air horns, you're putting your dog's life and your life in jeopardy, first of all, from coyotes, second of all, from other dogs that may be in the neighborhood, and people as well. So, I got some air horns to give away as well. So if you have a question or comment, great time to give me a call, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. A brand new study suggests that there's a good reason to talk baby talk to your cats. You know, we're all guilty of talking to our pets in a baby voice, so much that cats might even be able to recognize it. According to a new study, researchers conducted 3 series of tests. They found that cats are not only more responsive to their guardian's voice than a stranger's, but they also might be able to tell when human is speaking directly to them. Why? Because of their ability to distinguish between their guardian's cat-directed baby voice and their voice when speaking to other people. It's really interesting. So what do you guys think? I really believe that we don't give our dogs and we don't give our cats enough credit. You know, there are trainers out there and behaviorists out there and veterinarians out there. I admire them, but the bottom line is they often don't give the dog or the cat enough credit. It's always, how do I stop the dog from this? How do I stop the cat from doing that? Cats and dogs understand us a lot more than we understand them. That's why every week I answer the show if your dog or cat is having an issue with you. So how many people out there actually talk baby talk to their dog or cat? Study says it's good for your cat. Cats will understand that you're talking directly to them. Are there people out there admit it? How many people talk baby talk to their cat or to their dogs? I do. I'm not ashamed to admit it. How many people out there? Listen, I'm 6 foot, 185 pounds. I'll get on my hands and knees and talk baby talk to any pet. What about you? Do you talk baby talk? Give me a call. Let me know. I'll send you a great gift. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through to the show. Let me do this. Let me take another call. Let's go to Kevin in Torrance. Hey, Kevin, welcome to the show.
Hey, Lauren, it's an honor to talk to you. You're great. Love the show.
Appreciate that, Kevin. How can I help you?
Yeah, well, we have a set of brother-sister spaniels that look like about knee-high brown Labradors, and the male keeps scratching, and he's scratching his hair kind of off in one place, and it's scratching a lot. It's not fleas. We got good flea medication. It's just, I wonder if I could spray any kind of aloe spray or something. Or
Here, a couple of different things, okay? When it comes to itching, there could be a lot of different reasons. It could be allergies. Sometimes a dog or a cat will itch, and the guardian will say to me, Warren, there's no fleas. I guarantee it. I'm doing everything the vet said about fleas this and fleas that. There are certain dogs, and certain cats for that matter, that one flea bite can actually cause a dermatological response on their part. So it's always a possibility. But that being said, it could be an allergy, it could be dry skin, it could be any number of things. So what I recommend that you do is I would take your cat and I would roll your cat into a white towel. If you notice any black specks in the white towel, put them on a moist paper towel. If they turn red, that was a flea bite, okay? But I may agree with you. It may not be fleas. It could be an allergy to something else. But what I'm going to do is I want you to understand there are products on the market. I would follow the vet's advice at this point, because what often happens when a dog or a cat has fleas, people go a little crazy. They run to the pet store and they'll buy flea spray and flea soap and this to stop itching and that to stop itching, and they'll put a collar on, and in a week or so the dog is glowing because of the chemicals he's using. If it were my cat, and I'm going to answer the question the way I would answer it if it were my cat. If it were my cat, and you assume that you go to the vet on a regular basis, you're on flea medication, and there's no problems, what I would be doing at this point is probably been checking with the vet to make sure there's no other cause of the itching, no other type of allergy, nothing else that's causing it. Maybe a food allergy. Is it all year round or only certain times of the year?
It seems all year round.
Yeah.
Is like an aloe spray okay?
I would not be using any of those sprays on them until you find out exactly what the problem is. It's easy enough to find out what the problem is. Let's find out what's causing it. It may be something in your house. It may be the type of cleanser you're using to wash your bed sheets, because I know your cat sleeps in your bed. It could be the carpet cleaner you're using. Could be the floor cleaner you're using. Could be the fact that you may be using some air freshener in the house. So a lot of things that can cause a reaction for a dog or a cat to itch. So I think the best thing to do is to find out why and then treat it from that perspective. Now, there are certain things that we can do and we can diagnose, and certain things we can't. That's why going to see a vet or having a vet come to the house is absolutely the way to go. Now, you said you had how many cats?
We have one small cat, but it's a brother-sister dog combo, and it seems like only the boy dog, Rocky. Only the boy dog looks like a brown Labrador. He's the one itching a lot.
All right, here's what I'm going to do.
The sister seems okay.
Let me do this. All right, I want you to follow my advice, but in the interim, what I'm going to do is I am going to send you a jar, most expensive thing I have to give away. I'm going to send you a jar of my own Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplements, and here's why.
Oh, thank you.
I originally developed Hugs and Kisses supplements for excessive shedding, dry skin, dander, and scratching. Besides all the other ingredients, which you'll hear me talk about in a little while, besides all the other ingredients, there's lecithin and there's biotin. The combination of lecithin and biotin in Hugs and Kisses is an amazing combination for itching, dry skin, bare spots. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a jar of the Hugs and Kisses. It may take a week, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. You'll start seeing results, but I'm sure you will. But I still think a good idea would be take the dog to the vet to see if there's another allergy that's there. But I think the Hugs and Kisses will make a big difference. So is it okay if I send you a jar there, Kevin?
Oh, you're so kind. Thank you, and we'll be a regular customer. Sounds like a great product. Thank you so much.
No, before we go, do you think that dogs can hold grudges?
Oh, totally. Oh, yeah. They'll give me, they totally give me a look. And when they're pooping, I'll say, hey, good boy. And they'll look at me like, dude, I'm doing something.
Leave me alone here. Come on, a little privacy here. Close the door or something.
He looks at me like, can you give me a moment, please? Come on.
Really? Yeah. Anyway, listen,
Very
great call. There they are. So don't go in. I'm going to put you on hold, and the lovely Suzette's going to pick up, and we're going to send you a jar of my own Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treats. By the way, they're back in stock at thepetshow.com, Amazon.com, or Walmart.com. You can get the Hugs and Kisses for your dogs there. Hey, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Let me do this. Let me take a quick break. When we come back, we have Daniel, we have Sherry, we have Jesse. We'll get to all your calls. calls. 866-870-5752. 866-870-KRLA. That is the number to get through. You know, just the other day, I'm going to take a break.
Community where it is the law. You gotta pick up after your dog. I got the dog.
So appropriate, Kevin, for today's show, the Doggy Doo Blues. Callie Rose, by the way, wrote that song. She's a friend of mine, lives right here in Southern California, and plays the ukulele. Incredible lady. Hey, we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. We've got a couple of open lines. Great time to call me. It's pretty rare. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. I still got I got some more. I haven't given away much Lucy pet food today. I got hugs and kisses to give away. Plenty of time for your calls. If you just want to answer the question of whether or not you believe that dogs and cats hold grudges, I'd love to hear from you as well. I also want to hear from some people if you talk baby talk to your dog or cat. I won't make you do it on the air, but give me a call. Let me know if you do. And if you get through, I'm sure a great gift will be on its way for your dog or cat. Again, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Coming back a little bit later, I don't often do this. I had an interesting Ask Warren. But besides, you can ask me questions that I don't know. Obviously, I can't answer them all, but I can answer a few. You can go to my website, thepetshow.com, go to Ask Warren, ask me a question. It's a question that came into me this week, and it was quite an interesting question. And I'm going to read the entire response for this dog coming up in just a little bit. I think you're going to find it really interesting because this is actually from a listener very similar to you. In fact, you may have a situation like this and might not even realize it. It's kind of funny in one way, but not so funny in another way. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Let's go to Daniel in Oxnard. Hey, Daniel, welcome to the Pet Show.
Yes. Do you think? I felt guilty for a long time for my kitten. She was, I adopted 2 kittens. I stepped on her paw, and I think I still got to apologize to him.
Yeah, Daniel, let me hold you for a second. Yeah, you're absolutely right. How many times have I either bumped into my dog or accidentally stepped on a toe or bumped into his tail? And I honestly turn around every time and say, I'm sorry, I apologize. I didn't do it on purpose. And then I say to myself, does the dog really...
I only did it one time.
Yeah, there you are.
I still feel guilty.
You know what? As long as you listen, I know you called me not too long because I can't say anything, but I got him. You kind of having trouble hearing you, so let me drop you. Give me a call back in a couple of weeks, but I appreciate that phone call. Yeah, how many people apologize to their dog? I do all the time. If you accidentally step on their foot, you step on their paw, I say I'm sorry. That's the least you can do, right? 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. We're going to get to you in just a second, Sherry. Then we got Dana in LA. I do got a couple of open lines. So if you have a question or a comment or just want to talk about your dog or cat's grudges, 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Also had a question this week from someone who said they have a dog that is sucking its blanket. It's comforting our dogs suck on blankets, similar to how they latched onto their mom's teats when they were nursing. Most often, dogs who suckle a lot were separated from their mom a little too early, or they have other emotional issues around early feeding and anxiety. This is a self-soothing behavior, but it can become a little compulsive, and I've had to deal with that very often. But let me tell you why. Very often, the suckling, if a dog is anxious, they will go to something that's comforting to them, which could be their blankie, and they will suck on their blanket. It's all a matter of making themselves feel comfortable. No different than a kid who might suck their thumb. But somehow, if a dog does something like that, they think it's a major issue. And you just have to go back, as I do, as a behaviorist, go back and try to figure out, if I can, how many puppies were in the litter, were there a bully dog in the litter, what was going on. And then once I find out why, other trainers and behaviorists will take a different approach, but the approach I take, they'll take the blanket away, not me. I will actually strive to build up the dog's self-image, to build up the dog's self-confidence, to make the dog feel better about himself, So those early days of anxiety that make him more of the type of dog that would be suckling on a blanket or a shoe or a pillow, make him feel more comfortable. So the resolution to issues, and I know I'm off on a tangent, but the resolution to dog and cat issues is not always just correcting the problem. And there are some great trainers and behaviors out there, but I'm so tired of training. This is how you stop your dog from doing this. This is how you stop your cat from doing this. This is what you do. This is what you do. If only trainers and behaviors, and even pet guardians like you, would sometimes just sit back a little bit and say, you know, I know this is an issue, but maybe before I resolve it, maybe I should take a little time to figure it out. Maybe the dog needs a little couch time with Warren. Let me figure out why the dog is doing this or why the cat is doing that. Very often, when you take the time to figure out the whys and the wherefores, it makes the resolution a whole lot easier. But so many people want instant gratification. I remember when I was first starting out and I was just back from overseas and I was training dogs on Long Island. And someone would say to me, listen, my dog's doing this and my dog's doing that. And I would say, you know what? It's going to take a little time. Yeah, I can make the dog look like he walks perfectly in 2 minutes, but that's not going to resolve the problem. This is why the dog has this issue. This is why the dog is schlepping you down the block. This is why the dog is showing aggressive behavior. That, my friends, is the indication of a good trainer or a good behaviorist when they really delve into the background. As a matter of fact, if you were to hire me as a trainer or behaviorist, I'm not available. If you were, the first session with you, I would sit down and have a family, I was going to say family powwow, but that's politically incorrect, a family meeting in terms of deciding what everyone is doing with the dog or the cat, what everyone's reaction is, what everyone's goal is. And once I can figure out what that's all about, then I can resolve the issue. And isn't it a lot easier and a lot better to resolve an issue once you know what caused the issue than rather just try to play the Gestapo and I'm the boss, I'm the leader, you do what I do, I'm the alpha? Nonsense. I don't buy that. Take the time to figure out why the problem's there. We do it with our kids very often. Maybe people don't, but we should do it with our kids. We should do it with our pets as well. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Thank you for reminding me, Kevin, my engineer. Kevin, today Alex is gone, so Kevin's sitting in and he has to remind me of things every once in a while. But right now, he doesn't remind me of this. I want to talk to you guys about my good friends over at Delta Rescue. You know, there's a lot of people asking for your money, and a lot of people deserve it. But let me tell you why I believe Delta is the one to go to. If you were absolutely certain, I mean positive, certain, positive, absolutely, that with every single dollar you donate, every single penny, you can actually, realistically, change the life and the destiny of thousands of dogs and cats that were thrown out of cars in the city, thrown out of cars in the deserts, in the woods, all across America. If you knew that your donation would go directly to help those animals, of course, it's a legacy you'd want to leave behind. For almost 45 years, I increased it for almost 45 years. It was 42 years on my copy, but we're doing this for a long time, and I've known Leo Grillo for at least 45 years at this point. My good friend Leo Grillo and Delta Rescue would never, ever be able to do the amazing, I say that, amazing work they do every single day without you, my listeners, and your generous support. From saving lives every day to literally providing medical care, lifetime medical care. Over 1,500. And we are back on the Pet Show. I am absolutely fascinated, and always have been fascinated with birds of prey. And now that I'm living in Arizona, I see a lot more hawks and falcons, just amazing animals to watch. I can sit in my yard, look up at the sky, for hours, just watching these birds fly with the wind, the change of altitude, the flap of the wing, the guiding with the wind, just absolutely amazing. I don't think there's anything more calming than watching these birds of prey when they're up in the sky. Absolutely amazing me. Anyway, I don't want to get off started. I'm going to get right to you, Sherry and Dana. Great time to give me a call, by the way. I have a couple of open lines, which is pretty rare on the Pet Show. And as I said, Hugs and Kisses back in stock, so I got Hugs and Kisses to give away. I got copies of my best-selling book, Either Dog or Cat. I got Lucy pet food for your dog or cat, kitty lickies, doggy lickies, those T-shirts that none of my friends walk upright. I also got those air horns to give away as well. You know, I talk about these air horns a lot. They're small and they fit into your hand. But if you live in an area where there's coyotes, and who doesn't nowadays, or where there might be stray dogs or stray individuals roaming around, when you take your dog for a walk outside, or even if you go by yourself, you should have one of these air horns in your hand. I have them on my website. I think they're like $9 or $10. Check them out, thepetshow.com. Or if you give me a call right now and you get through, perhaps I'll send one to you. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. And the question of the day is, do you believe that dogs and cats can hold grudges? Do you believe that dogs and cats can hold grudges? But you know what? Let me go to Sherry, and then I'm going to read something. Then I'm going to go to Dana, and I've got a couple more calls coming in. So let's go to Sherry first. Hey, Sherry, welcome to the show.
Hey, Warren. Happy Catterday.
Oh, thank you for that. Catterday, I like that. Happy Catterday, I like that.
Anyway, I have a problem with my...
Turn your radio off. Turn your radio off. Sherry, turn your radio off.
I have a problem with my cat.
Sherry, turn your radio off, Sherry.
Turn your radio off. Sorry, can you hear me okay?
Much better, like a whole new show.
I'm sorry. Okay, so I have a problem with my cat in that she bites.
It's interesting that you said that, Sherry, because your cat just called me a few minutes ago and said it had a problem with you.
She does. I just don't know what it is. So she bites, and she bites hard, and it doesn't. I don't think I'm provoking her. I'm not touching her or anything, and it's a problem. So I just am not sure what to do. How to figure
explain
out
to me. Tell me when the cat is biting, how old the cat is, how long you've had the cat, anything you know.
I've had her for 2 years, and she just turned 3. And she was
a year old when you got her.
Just about, yes. And she had had a home before and was dumped. And so I know she spent a few months in a rescue. And she's she's a great cat. She's just really, entertaining and everything. But she'll bite, and I mean, I was literally one night on my knees saying my prayers, and she was on the bed, and she came and she bit me, and she bites hard so that she's always drawing blood, and she never scratches me. So she doesn't, like, if I'm
where does it occur? Does it always occur in the bedroom? Does it occur in other rooms?
It occurs, yeah, in any room.
Okay, let me ask you a question, and I want you to be totally honest with me.
Sure.
If you were to get down on your hands and knees right now, what would your house look like from a cat's point of view?
Probably pretty boring. I mean, she has her toys out and stuff, but
toys are fine. Toys are fine, and toys are dandy. But as I say every week, cats are nomadic by nature. That means changes are important to them. And when they don't have those changes, very often they develop situations like biting because they get a reaction from you. If the cat's just hanging out, you might pet him on the head and say, "Good cat." But if he bites you, man, are you going to get up and give that cat some attention? And very often, like children, attention, good or bad, is still attention. So what I want you to do is I want you to make the home a lot more interesting from the cat's perspective. Number one, I want you to get some hormones. You can get the hormones, plug them in. There's one called Feel Away. There are other brands on the market. You can get them on Amazon or any pet store. Sometimes the hormones can make all the difference in the world. But more important than that is I want you to set up a gymnasium for the cat. You hear me talk about the cardboard boxes. Every day bring in new boxes. Bring in new bags. They're all free. You can change them every day. My gut reaction here is, number one, I don't know what the cat's situation was in foster before you. I'm not going to ask you about the situation where there are people that might have been rough in terms of handling the cat. The cat was abandoned. Tells me he didn't have a good start in life to begin with. So therefore, he associates people maybe with being aggressive with him. Give him more mental stimulation at this point. Change it every day. I think that's going to make a big difference for you. Try some of the pheromones. See if that doesn't work. If not, we can go further. But it sounds to me like that's what's causing the aggressive behavior at this point. Getting the reaction.
So maybe boredom, just not having...
It could be boredom. It could be the only way he gets attention. I mean, not from you necessarily. You've had him for 2 years, but he was a year old when you got him. So for the first year of his life, for someone to give the cat away, it says to me they weren't that affectionate or that lovable towards the cat. And that the cat may have been socialized, may have not been played with, may have been handled roughly. So when he sees a person at his level, he associates that with an aggressive reaction. What I'm going to do is this. I want you to do this. I want you to follow my advice and make it more interesting. I'm going to send you a copy. I'm putting you on hold. I'm sending you a copy of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want. And I want you to read the chapter on the confidence and the safe elements. You know, I would say that the majority of issues, and bless my listeners are the best people in the world. You guys have adopted and rescued more cats and dogs than any other people that I know of. But sometimes you rescue dogs and cats that come with a little bit of an issue based on the morons that had them before you. It takes a little time to build up their confidence, a little time to build up their self-image. But once you do, you have the greatest pet in the world. In the cat book, How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want, really focuses on self-image, self-confidence. If you want to train the cat, you can do this as well, but that's where it really focuses. So don't get upset with the cat. This is not a bad cat. This is not a horrible cat. This is a cat with an issue. And you can call me every couple of weeks, and I will stay with you till we get this problem under control. That I promise. 866-870-KRLA. Let me take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to go to Dana. And then I want to go to Linda. Linda has a great call as well. We'll go to Dana and Linda. Hang in with me. Be patient. 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. Quick break, then right back to your calls. I'm Warren Eckstein. Yes, you are listening to The Pet Show.
To be a cat.
It is so cool to be a cat. We are back on The Pet Show. Dana, Linda, we're going to get to you in just a second, but I want to get to this because I was teasing it, and it's real important. By the way, it'll be posted on my YouTube channel in the next day or so, so if you're not following me on YouTube, check it out, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Size really does matter. I want my cat guardians to listen carefully. Cat guardians don't realize, this is something I wrote this week, cat guardians don't realize is that it's major, if not the most, litter box options on the market are too small for the average cat. Do you hear me? Litter box options on the market are too small for the average cat. Not only does it make this uncomfortable for cats to use, but it also makes it difficult for them to use it appropriately, leading to this thinking our cat has a behavioral problem which is unfair to them. It would be something akin to a human adult being forced to use a toddler's potty training toilet. Try that. See how that works for you. If it's too small for your cat, they're not going to use it. If it's too small for you, you're not going to use it either. Finding a litter box that's the appropriate size for your cat, here's what you need to do. Number one, it should be spacious enough for them to turn around and move easily enough to be able to cover their waist. The litter box should ideally be at least as long as your cat, measured from their nose back to most of its tail when it's extended. It should be just as wide as your cat is long from their head to the base of their tail or their butt. If it's not big enough, it's not good enough no matter what. So many cat issues I've had with litter boxes are because people don't realize that when it comes to size, it really does make a difference. Too small, they're not going to use it. You got to give them that. As I said, this will be posted on my YouTube channel. For those cat guardians out there, you're going to want to read it over because it can make all the difference in the world about whether your cat's consistently using the litter box or not. 866-870-KRLA. Let's go to Dana. Hi, Dana. Welcome to the show.
Oh, hi, Warren. How are you? And I wanted to first ask you, how's your wife's knee doing, her leg?
Yeah, she had 2 surgeries on the knee. The first one didn't come out so well. She's doing a little bit better, still in a lot of pain. We're going to go back to the doctor on Monday, and I'll get the a better update, and I'll share with you guys. But thank you all. So many people concerned about the niece. She's a tough one, though. I can't keep her standing. I can't keep her sitting down. She's always moving around.
Oh, well, can you ask about, do you ever baby talk to your baby?
Yeah.
You know, I talked to my Mimi. I spoke to you. Oh, by the way, thank you. The book just came today. Thank you so much.
That's okay.
In the mail. Number 2, I baby talk to Mimi. Like I'll say, if she's outside with me, she never leaves. I go, time to drink your Wawa. I know it sounds like I'm a dummy, doesn't it? In water.
Yeah, maybe you should call. Maybe Dana. Maybe you're calling the wrong therapist.
No, she drinks it then.
No, listen. They associate a lot of different. There's no way that everyone can know. Even my animals. There are certain words I use I would not repeat on the air, and when I say those words, they get so excited. And yeah, you're absolutely right. Whatever. I talk baby talk constantly to Molly and Willie. I'll admit it. I'm 6 foot 185. I talk baby talk to my animals, and always have and always will. I think it's a great thing that you talk baby talk. And as the new studies indicate, when you talk baby talk, they're more inclined to realize it's their guardian talking to them and not to another person.
Well, you know what I do? Like I say, do you want to go bye-bye? You want to, like right now, she's wagging her tail. She hears that word, bye-bye, bye-bye. She gets all excited because she knows we're going to go in the car.
Dana, I want to come back. I want to come back as your dog, Dana. That's all I want. I want to come back as your dog. What type of dog is it, Dana? It's a dachshund, right?
Yeah. It's a dog. Yes, you remember a dachshund. I got her at the Van Nowen shelter. On April 11th, and she was on the paper. It says OTC. So she was found running the streets, and someone turned her in.
Sounds like she hit the lottery. Sounds like she hit the lottery coming to your home.
I'm telling you, Warren, I never thought I would love an animal. I know that sounds like I'm a cold-blooded person. I kiss her. Like you say, I sit on the couch with her, and you want to see what she does? If I get on this phone, she takes her paw and snaps it if she sees me, because I'm not a phone person to begin with. But if, say, I'm checking an email or a text, takes her paw and touches it.
I said this. When was the last time? You got your book, so I can't say that. I'm going to hang up, give her a hug and a kiss, call me back in a few weeks. But let me tell you, what you said last is so, and I've said this 1,000 times on the air. When you live with a dog or a cat, and when you're home with the dog or cat by yourself, and you're talking on the phone, let me ask you a question. Who do you think your dog or cat thinks you're talking to? There's nobody else in the house. You're there by yourself, and you're talking. Of course the dog or cat's going to come over and hit you with their paw or bother you or bark, because they assume that you're talking to them. There's nobody else around. A little bit smarter than you give them credit for. Let me take a quick break. Linda, when we come back, we'll get to your call. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. All right, time for me to... And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Just a reminder, when I get off the air here, I start my National Canadian Armed Forces show. Same type of show. I give away the same gifts. Write this number down if you're out there driving around or doing what you're doing, you couldn't call, write this number down. The show starts at 1 o'clock your time, goes all over the country, all over Canada. Armed Forces Radio, check it out. Call this number if you have a question, 877-725-8255, 877-725-8255, 877-725-8255. Let me see if I can help out Linda real quick. Hey, Linda, welcome to the show.
Here to help you out.
Linda's not there. She left.
About a year ago, I called you
Linda.
and asked you if you had.
Linda had a great story. She said that she donated some dog treats to the local police department. Now, it's interesting. What happens to those people that may have a dog or may have a cat that crosses the Rainbow Bridge and they have maybe older toys or maybe they have some real current dog food or cat food? What can you do with that? Well, obviously, you can donate that dog food or cat food to the local shelter, rescue organizations, or with the treats, she donated them to the police department, which I think is a phenomenal idea, a really great idea. So my hat's off to her for doing that. But again, when I get a lot of stuff sent to me every day when I go to my front door, there's some kind of package that some pet manufacturer has sent me, whether it be treats or toys or food, whatever it may be. And it's stuff that I'm not going to use. I'm very, very partial of what I use, and it's all great stuff. So the bottom line is, what do I do with it? Either I or my lovely wife Denise will take it to a local rescue, a local shelter, or an organization, and we'll donate that food, or we'll donate those toys, or we'll donate those treats. Very often a dog or cat at a shelter, even though they may be well taken care of, and the people at the shelter or rescue may really take good care of them or not, everyone enjoys a treat once in a while. Everyone enjoys a new toy once in a while. So those are just some great ideas. And I think donating the treats to the police department are a great thing. Those police dogs, those military dogs, they do an absolutely incredible job, and they're absolutely amazing. As a matter of fact, with with World September coming up, I will repost my own personal photos of my time at Ground Zero with the NYPD. We'll post those in a couple of weeks. Until then, give all your pets a big hug and a kiss for you, one between the ears for me. The number for the network show, 877-725-8255, 877-725-8255. I'm Warren Eckstein, and yes, you have been listening to The Pet Show.